talking about Supercharged, I think most people are very happy to hear this ride's going away, where Vin Diesel's no longer going to be a giant on a helicopter that's
Yeah.
terrorizing people and like, why did I ride this? What do you have any guesses or wish list what you would like to go in here?
It's a
Well,
San Francisco area themed
It is a
area
San
over here?
Francisco
for
area.
now, yeah. Just another reason to get rid of the city monikers, in my opinion.
I agree, and like you bring up a really good point because if you're talking about if it's going to say San Francisco, it's like, well, what can you really do here that's
Right.
going to
Mhm.
make sense in a San Francisco area unless you just get rid of the city theming and revamp that? Which that's a very good question because there's not much left of it. If you think about it, Jaws is gone. You've got
Mhm.
the pier there. You still have the Jaws shark you take a picture with, but outside, I mean, the restaurant's there, but there's not much else here that I would say is untouchable. I
Can
mean,
I
you have
can I ask
restaurants and stuff like that. And that's it.
can I
Mhm.
ask just a quick question? When
Yeah.
a city themed attraction or a city themed part of the park is it mostly just food or like what for like San Francisco by the way or for example, what a kind of attraction would they put for like a San Francisco ride or anything? Like I don't like nothing would represent San Francisco as far as a
Right.
ride, right?
I mean,
Like
originally
what's in there?
you had Jaws in here, and then you had Earthquake, which that obviously makes a lot of sense for San
Yeah.
Francisco. Fast and Furious is a I mean, it was at least. I mean, Fast and Furious started with them jacking semi trucks with DVD TVD combo. So now they're
Yeah.
like going into space and they're like superheroes. So they put it in San Francisco, which are like, okay, they technically were in LA, but you can make that make sense. I don't really know what they could do here because I'm trying to think anything like
That's weird.
I'm very curious of what their appetite is for like more third party licensing deals that they don't already have. And then like this gets into there are rumors of Back to the Future, which is a California. I mean, you could make it work if you
Yeah.
did something like that.
I would go Back to the Future. That's what I would do. And I would do that. But I mean, it depends on how committed they are with really trying to fit something with that San Francisco theme.
Yeah.
Or are they just gonna bulldoze it and just build something fresh?
I
Well,
think they're
and
gonna bulldoze it.
Brian brings up a point, and this is a rumor that's been out there, is that they could expand Diagon Alley and just eat
Mhm.
that into it, which I think
That'd
is
be dope.
a plausible one because Diagon Alley only has one ride,
Yeah.
and a lot of
I was gonna say the show's coming out. They're going to be making it more of a place we can actually look at as far because in the movie we barely even saw Diagon Alley, and but in the show they're going to be filming there like multiple episodes, so they're going to make it a thing where people will want to see what it looks like too.
a lot of people talked about a Harry Potter boat ride or a dark ride, which if you talk about the supercharged
Mm,
building, it's
mhm.
not that big. And that I think is a very limiting thing here because if you're going to keep the same building, there's really not a whole lot of different things you could do. Because I would love to see Back to the Future, but honestly, Pokemon was a thing that was rumored for a long time going into the Simpsons area. Now, if that's going to Lost Continent, I mean, if you put Back to the Future back where it originally was in like a Hill Valley, or maybe you have a whole retro area. We talked about this many times. Ghostbusters, Jaws, like these retro properties, I think would do very, very well.
Yeah.
So for me personally, if you're going to do Back to the Future, I say put it in its original home after you get rid of the Simpsons area, and then expand Diagon Alley, whatever you're going to do there. I think that would be a pretty good setup with those two things there, and then you got the new coaster into this park.
Well, and I could honestly vouch firsthand. I went to Fan Fest a few times back in April. And Back to the Future as a franchise is alive and well. People love that franchise. I mean, One Piece was the king. I will say that. One Piece, more people had One Piece stuff on for sure. But Back to the Future was not far behind. It's a very popular IP still. So I say put it in there, man.
Well, and One Piece is interesting too. We've had that discussion before about anime coming into the parks on the US, which they've
Yeah.
already done it out in Japan. So I mean, it's very curious what they might do with it, but I just think you have the issue in studios of just so much limited space. And what would they be able to do and really how creative could they get if they keep the whole locations? Like it becomes very interesting.
Yeah. Another thing too that I want to add is I think the Harry Potter franchise, it needs like an everybody ride. Because I know technically a lot of them, like, Forbidden Journey isn't technically like a thrill ride, I guess, but it kind of is. Like, your grandma ain't going on that ride. I mean, that thing really kind of whips you around on that Kuka arm.
Right.
it kind of needs like Harry Potter needs like a Pirates of the Caribbean, like a boat ride like that would be amazing. For it
Which
needs something like that.
which One Piece? I mean, One Piece is kind of boat related, but Harry Potter. I mean, there are things you could do that could be pretty cool, like
Yeah.
and I don't think studios. I mean, dark rides are interesting. We haven't seen a new dark ride as a main attraction. We've seen it in Pandora as a secondary attraction because those are the rides that really end up lasting, that are like favorites for decades. But I
Right.
really am curious if Disney or Universal were like brand new dark ride, what the reaction would be. Because I think a lot of the audiences now just want bigger and more high tech stuff. And although people may be sort of like initially disappointed, it's one of those things that ends up like ET. Like ET's gotten more popular the past 5 years, and they haven't done anything different with that ride. It's just nostalgia.
Now, what about Game of Thrones?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about what we talked about, DC rights that apparently Comcast was negotiating with Warner Brothers already.
Right.
If you go grab the Game of Thrones rights, I mean, you could definitely do something there. Now, if you did that though, you got to get rid of the San Francisco theming, obviously.
Perfect deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it at all. Yeah, I'm very curious. And like that would go into more like, do they do third party licensing deals, or do they go something original? Like that gets. I know people want to get rid of Supercharged. I'm happy it's going away, but that ride building. I mean, basically Supercharged was the same track that Earthquake was on. They just basically set up as that tram tour type of thing.
It's interesting. Game of Thrones would be really cool. And like you said, Comcast was in the running. They're out of the running now, but they were in the running to buy Warner Brothers. But I'm sure within that negotiation and all that stuff, they built, a relationship, I'm sure, with Zazie and the new team or whatever. I I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're already negotiating the DC rights. Why not go in there and get? I mean, Game of Thrones would be, dude, and that would be so perfect also for Epic Universe.
Oh,
Mhm.
for sure.
I
And
mean,
that
that would be amazing.
I do feel like if you're going to do Game of Thrones, it needs to be a whole land.
Yeah.
Like, not just a singular
Mhm.
little piece there. You want Westeros or something. You want a whole
Yeah.
thing there and not just like this one little attraction. But
And
I
Tones
kind
will
of
never leave. Tones will be there. He'll
I
never
would
leave.
I would go broke, dude. I would go broke. Well, since I've been talking to you guys over the last couple years and theme parks in general, the fact that Game of Thrones doesn't have a land somewhere is mind-boggling to me.
Crazy.
And Game of Thrones did its thing. House of the Dragon, it's doing its thing. But there's 2 more TV shows in the works right now, and one just got released the other day. So there's so much Game of Thrones content and Game of Thrones fandom that I mean, one can argue it's the best TV show to ever come out, but it, the fact that there's no land or no kind of rides that come from that show is just crazy to me.
Well,
Insane.
and it's interesting too because Netflix is likely to acquire Warner Brothers, and they've
Mhm.
kind of shown an interest in these like themed, venues like that Netflix house and all that.
Yep.
I'm very curious if they're going to go all in on this park stuff and really push for like, maybe like a Game of Thrones thing at Universal or something like that. I
My
mean,
question to you guys: do you think that that's something they can do?
Well, and that's the thing. JTMG brings up a point. Even in 2026, it may be too divisive for families. And the fact that Universal is, in my opinion, they seem to be trying to go more after the family demo than they have in the past. In the past, at least making an attempt for it. That would be the only thing I could see limiting them and being like what Game of Thrones is. Even though in a theme park you wouldn't have that stuff in there, but it would
Mhm.
still be there. That they would maybe worried about that. That's the limiting factor that I could see about Game of Thrones is just the overall like tone and content of that show. And I also wonder if George R. R. Martin probably controls those rights and he may be kind of difficult to deal with and getting those, but I don't know. I have no clue where those rights lie, if it's with Warner Brothers or it's with him or any of that stuff. But
Well, one of the foreseeable issues that I think Universal Studios would have with Game of Thrones is that even though Game of Thrones is considered one of the best shows and highly rated and it has a very strong fan base, millions of people all throughout the world, it's you couldn't argue. I think people would have a hard time arguing that it's a 4 quadrant product. Like it doesn't
yeah,
do merchandise. It's not family friendly. You have to speak English or be very familiar with like Western European mythology in order to like really understand it. And so like in terms of its appeal, it's going to be very limited in that sense. If I were Universal Studios, I were looking at doing a property that is akin to that, kind of evokes that medieval um, fantastical era, I would shoot for Lord of the Rings. It's a more proven concept. They have films that have made over $2 billion, if not more at this point. They have a new film coming out later next year actually, called The Hunt
Yeah.
for Gollum.
Yeah.
And some of the actors are going to be reprising their roles, and it's going to be directed by Andy Serkis and produced by Peter Jackson. I would probably go for Lord of the Rings. Now, if they want to go the Game of Thrones route, there's going to have to be a lot of market analysis and data they need to collect to see how far they want to go with it. Maybe it's like maybe they put together a Ren Fair style of entertainment venue for Game of Thrones fans, but a little bit more high tech. Obviously, I mean not just a Ren Fair, but those are the kind. That's really the demographic that a lot of Game of Thrones fans are in, and because they're into the swords and the role play and things like that. And so maybe we would see it at FanFest
I was
in
gonna say FanFest would make a ton of sense for Game of Thrones.
yeah, test it out in FanFest, run it, see how well it performs, and if it comes back by popular demand, I think that you pretty much have your answer that there's a real appetite for Game of Thrones in the parks. Because one thing that we're seeing with Fast and the Furious, and I think this is pretty. I know there's fans and there's people that want this attraction to come to Universal Studios, but the Florida folks on X really don't care. So there seems to be a lack of cross pollination between the film lovers and the theme park lovers. You say you have some. I'm not saying there aren't any, but the excitement is just not. The announcement is just not generating the excitement that you would want if you're Universal Studios, and they're going to want to try to avoid that in the future because they can afford these kinds of blenders. They're expensive.
I would love Lord of the Rings. Don't get me wrong, and like you do.
Yeah.
I mean, the new movies coming out. Like if those things hit, it's definitely becomes possible. Although if they're gonna do it, I mean, there's that huge piece of land out in Epic Universe. I'd say build the whole, like, do the Shire. Like, I would want a whole thing. I think the thing that gets into this area with Supercharged is just so small, which is why I actually think just talking about all this stuff, I think the most logical thing or Occam's razor is it just gets eaten up, becoming another part of Harry Potter. Is
Mhm.
I think because it's already so small. It's the same issue with Lost Continent, which I was kind of surprised to hear. Although I think they can go back farther there than they could previously because some of that backstage area was cleared out, went to Epic. But Lost Continent got eaten into as well by Harry Potter. So you have such a small little thing here that it's just like there's not a. I wonder how many acres that is. It can't be much that's
Well,
there now.
it's so true. And with this new show coming out, Hans Zimmer is going to be scoring the new show.
Love that.
Oh yeah,
You're
that
going to pass
sucks.
up an opportunity to have Hans Zimmer scores in your park? Get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, if they did Lord of the Rings, I texted you guys in the group chat on Sunday. It was like rainy and cold, and I got home from
Mhm.
church and I was like, Lord of the Rings. I just put it on right before the football game. Oh, dude, it's so good. I forgot. Like it's been
Mhm.
a couple years since I've watched it. It's so good. Although it'd be mostly dudes in there. I don't think there'd be a lot of chicks, which I think, hey, like they can go do the other stuff. Just leave me alone over here in the Shire. Go to Mordor. I
Did
love
you
it.
know they re-released it in theaters?
They did, yeah, and it did very
Yeah.
well too.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
very well.
I mean,
Or
I don't even think it's a hyperbolic statement to say I think it's the best trilogy ever made.
yeah.
No, you can't
I mean,
argue that
Yeah.
one.
it stood the test of time. It's just it's so almost perfect the way in which they did it from the books and everything. So
Now, do you think because Star Wars did more than one trilogy, do you think because they Lord of the Rings didn't do more, that it's staying where it's at as one of the best trilogies ever?
I
I
think so, Tones. You're onto that because even
Yeah.
Back to the Future stayed one trilogy, and its reputation is pristine.
Yeah.
Once you start making new content, you always run the risk of messing it up.
Yeah.
well, and that's my theory as why Back to the Future has aged so well because it's not tampered with. It's
Right.
just it's a time capsule. We can always, and I think that's the same with Lord of the Rings. It's like the danger, like you want more, but I would much rather as a fan be left wanting more than being like, I wish you would have left it alone. Because I think Star Wars is a great example of that, where you're just like you can do all these things that end up messing up how people feel about the original. I guess that's the worry about any new Lord of the Rings. Now, I love the fact that Andy Serkis is involved. I love the fact that Peter Jackson's involved. Trust those guys 100% with that stuff. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, it's exciting stuff nonetheless. And I think you're talking at a 5-year time span. There's going to be a lot of new stuff coming to Universal on top of Epic Universe. So, I mean, we've talked about it before. I mean, the theme park wars here are just going to continue because
Yeah.
Disney's building what they're building, Universal. Now, what's going to be interesting is how quickly do these things get built because Universal builds quick. I kind of think the new coaster could open. It says 2027. I think they would want to shoot for the spring. Now, I don't know if that's feasible, but
Yeah.
That's what they would probably want to shoot for.